my God, what the fuck?
Welcome back to Unboxed. I'm your host, Uncle Rice. Back at you one more again with a double dose of solid advice. Before we get started, I want to thank all of the new subscribers. And if you agree or disagree with what I say, leave a comment. Maybe we could chop it up about it. But don't forget to like and subscribe to the page. Today's topic is about a young lady that fled a war-torn country just to meet her demise riding on a train in North Carolina. We're talking about Iryna Zarutska. She's the young lady who in August in North Carolina was riding on the train when out of nowhere Decarlos Brown, a 34-year-old felon, decided he wanted to end her life. And this really makes me want to have the conversation with you all about why it seems like people that commit the worst crimes are people that may should have been behind bars in the first place. Because this guy had already faced the armed robbery charge. This man was already a career criminal. And yet he was able to be moving around with all of the other law-abiding citizens. And I'm not saying rehabilitation is impossible, but when you get people that are not wired right and they show you time and time and time again, why is it that the law-abiding citizens of our cities have to deal with this? Now, people are going to disagree that this story made it all the way up to the president's desk and he even spoke on it. I'm going to let y'all hear what he says and the news report.
Tonight, a new federal charge against a man seen in this disturbing surveillance video pulling a knife from his pocket and repeatedly sticking a Ukrainian refugee to death last month as she sat on a train in Charlotte, North Carolina.
This is obviously a horrible situation.
The U.S. attorney choking back tears, describing how 23-year-old Iryna Zarutska had fled her war-torn country where she had been staying in a bomb shelter. Here in the U.S., the FBI says she quickly got a work permit and held jobs at a senior citizen center and a pizza restaurant.
She was building her young life. She had recently moved in with her partner.
Decarlos Brown Jr. had already been charged with murder at the state level. Now he also faces a federal count of committing an act causing death on a mass transportation system. President Trump today highlighting his lengthy criminal history, including a conviction for armed robbery.
She was slaughtered by a deranged monster who was roaming free after 14 prior arrests. We cannot allow a depraved criminal element of violent repeat offenders to continue spreading destruction and death throughout our country.
Now, after hearing that, I'm sure that you all feel some type of way. Whether it's you're encouraged that they're cracking down on crime and career criminals, or you might feel some type of way feeling like, oh yeah, he's just trying to point him out because of whatever reason you want to come up with. But as a law-abiding citizen myself and a man that raised daughters, I encourage our government and the people on top and even our law-abiding citizens to do what we can to get the scourge of the neighborhood out the neighborhoods. Because if you have a daughter, wife, a granddaughter, a sister that you love, maybe even your mother, you want her to be able to get on the train and make it home when she goes and comes from where she's going and coming from, right? So why is it that when the criminal looks a certain way or the criminal is a relative of ours, we want them to get a pass? The truth of the matter is, like Beretta said way back in the days, don't do the crime if you can't do the time. And don't nobody need trouble on the streets when it's already hard enough just to live in the world. Now, I know everybody's not going to agree with my opinion, but I think they should go to the library, grab the biggest book they can, and throw it at Decarlos's ass. Because at the end of the day, this young lady lived through a war, came to this country for better opportunities, but she couldn't even live through a train ride. Why? Just because she sat in front of a monster. See, it don't matter what race a person is. It's about their behavior. And we need to stop looking at things strictly for color and look at it for how people are behaving. See, because if you want to be in society, you have to be a person that can mix and merge with society without being a problem. That's not something that it seems like Mr. Brown could get right. So, rest in peace to young Iryna. Blessings to her family. And to the family of Decarlos, I send my prayers. Because y'all dealing with a lot too. I'm just not going to forget about them. Because you have to understand something. All of the monsters out here came from somebody. And there's somebody somewhere, some mother possibly, some grandmother, some father, some sister, whose heart is broken about the behavior of their family member. I'll leave you with this thought. A long time ago, a person's name, their family's name, and the reputation of their family's name matter. And all it takes is one asshole like this to ruin the family's name. You don't believe me? Imagine if your last name was Dahmer or Gacy. That's my time. Thank you for watching Unboxed. Again, I'm Uncle Rice, hitting you with a double dose of solid advice. Y'all be blessed out there.